Right, bonus episode. Rush off into yada yada. Skipped frames miss. Everything seems perfectly fine. Final episode. And I'm not gonna replay them to try to find orbs or anything. So here is the ending of this series. It's been interesting, you know.
Oh, dia moja хорошая, хорошенькая моя, ты просто космическая. Eh? Who's the best hairy cosmonaut? It is indeed a lovely sunset, and it reminds me of the skies of Peru. I didn't? I never told you about the wonderful Sky City? Well, it was an extraordinary place, but one filled with dangers. Well, it might have been simple for you to cross it, but you were in a space capsule. I had to rely on my own 2 feet, my noshki. Feet which, I might add, had just crossed the interior, beaten the villain Toll, and helped inspire the Mienk to a workers' revolution. Oh, that's all very easy for you to say, but your idea of civilized behavior is licking your own bottom in public. No. My adventures above the clouds were filled with untold dangers, death-defying escapes, and some really quite extraordinarily large bielaribica. And it happened like this.
Yeah, don't see the point of having it like this between every episode, but I'm yawning in the last episode is not because of the game or anything, it's just a bit in the morning here. Whoa! Takes the time to wake up. That's why it's good to have a more relaxed experience here. It's nice. There should be like a video for the next week coming, so that's nice for the channel here. Dun, dun.
Weeks had passed since I left Plutonia, and one evening, exhausted, I simply fell asleep at the foot of a strange windmill. And when I awoke, well, that thought didn't cross my mind. I was exhausted after all. This is beside the point, my nosy canine friend. What matters is this. When I awoke, the windmill and the ground around it had been carried high into the air. What magic was this? Что за магия? As unlikely, perhaps, as a suitcase-sized dog orbiting the center of the Earth for many years. Quite.
Oh, we can row or paddle in the sky, alright.
Quick as a flash, Kakmonia, my training leapt into play, and
Very,
I began
very
to paddle the
beautiful
strange contraption through the clouds
atmospheric
in search
artwork
of
here.
answers. It is entirely possible that a miller who owns a windmill capable of levitating high into the air may also own a flying machine. Oh, now you're just being silly. May I continue my recounting of how I sailed over the sky gardens towards the mystical city of Peru? Oh, I must, my moi ushati drug. I must.
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Yeah, very, very nice artwork here. It looks a little bit different colors from the previous. Not as super saturated, I think. Let me tone back. There we go. Whoop. Quite interesting here. You know, it is interesting graph kill. Nothing super crazy, like so fun that my RTX 70 here can just play this one without any troubles at all. It's just super quiet. obviously undervolting it helped,
powerful
but
emanations! What mighty gusts! What an epic squall! They reminded me of Cousin Pavel, yes! But whereas his rearward zephyrs could curdle milk and tarnish the teaspoons, these magical wafts only serve to carry me aloft and onwards.
wonder if this is gonna be a longer or shorter or just the same length of episode. Since this is like an PC exclusive here. Okay, so what's happening? Okay. Did I do it right?
But something was afoot in the gardens of Perun. This horrid muck staining the surfaces and making my nose curl. Yes, it was positively Pavilion in scent. But it did not belong here. I think I once told you of Auntie Masha's passionate encounter in a cable car with the manganese entrepreneur from Chiatura. Now, Auntie Masha told me that there was a disagreeable stain and smell all around those factories and smelting works. Our industry is not without its dangers. Could it be that the once bucolic gardens of Perun were being corrupted by unchecked pollution? After all, science is a double-edged sword, my bristly confidant. Consider Demikhov. Of course. I apologize. Proшу прощения. Two-headed dogs is perhaps a rather insensitive analogy, but not without justification in this instance. I have seen the blemished lands around Norilsk, but I could not believe that I would find such pollution here. But this was nothing to the true horror of what was shortly to unfold.
Alright. Let's move it on. Who needs a standing desk when you have a Steam controller? I can just back away from my desk here. Whee! Nah, standing desks are nice. Or, you know, adjustable desks. Definitely feel it's a good thing to be able to shift your position if you are, you know, playing a lot of games or just being by your computer a lot. Recommend you being able to stand a little bit. You can stretch, then sit down. Don't know if I did this wrong. Did I? Or
That terrible Strashnaya machina spewing its poison into the air had created a monstrous thing. A being. A malignant spoiler of the noble and pure. And it had taken on the form of its prey. Well, of course. No, конечно, I was the prey. The citizens of Perun had clearly long since fled the evilly sentient smog, but I inadvertently wandered into its lair. Oh, I know. Misfortune seemed to dog... Oh, sorry, I do apologize. To follow my every footstep. But no time to ponder, no time to bemoan the hand that fate had dealt me. No, all that was on my mind was escape, конечно.
shit. No, alright. No upstream there, alright. The colors seems a little bit more... Like, nothing wrong with the previous, but they seemed a little bit too much saturated. I think this it feels a little bit toned back in the saturation of the colors. I prefer it, I think,
Yes,
actually.
it was most interesting.
But I like a vibrant
the
game,
windmills
so...
seemed to be from an earlier age. perhaps this was a devastating warning of the destructive power of unfettered industrialization. I most certainly had not forgotten about the windmills. I did not get carried away. You are missing the point. Perhaps because you are only a small dog. Oh, a brilliant, brave, spacefaring dog, of course, but a small Sabashka nonetheless. If you perhaps listened more and interrupted less, I am just getting to the explanation of the windmills.
Maybe I did it the wrong way the previous and I had to redo that. I don't know. Can't. Oh, it's a cutscene here with the black bars, alright. Whoop. And the black bars are still here again. They seem to bug out now and then.
My stinking nemesis was back. But more interesting was the change in the city.
Okay, need to not overthink it. Okay, so maybe I just have to wait there.
My stinking nemesis was back. But more interesting was the change in the city.
Yeah, just wait to make it more dramatic, the chase scene.
Mothball, relics. Instead, a sense of an obsession with power was
Oh, okay, he disappears
Vast
there.
engines, terrible machines, ever hungry and reliant on the rapid consumption of fuel, the production of toxic fumes and choking gases. Pride, my pushisti compadre, pride, ambitia, ambition, the dark side of science. Zemechov's had too many. Don't be ridiculous, dog. Only a Durak with the intellectual capacity of a ringworm would think windmills are in any way harmful.
Bonus episode. I wonder... It's nothing wrong with it, but I wonder how it's gonna tie in. Obviously this is... Start off after the main story, then you think back, and this is the escape, but... It would, if it is... It would be nice if it were like, you know... Like we get to see... Right? When, you know... Ivan gets... to the top or something, not just like an episode telling a short story and then there's no like a conclusion or stuff like that. I'm guessing we can't push it too far, right? Yeah, here it stops. And now we can probably make this jump. Yeah, that was... we did not make it, but the game made us make it. No? Interesting. You sure? Alright, it was just a little bit close there. Alright, and here we go. Right. Whoop. Whoop. Nice squishy physics.
Of course, you never had much of a chance to travel. Sarcasm doesn't suit you. You don't have the tail for it. You do, at least, have a tail. Mind you, family gossip maintained that so did Uncle Rabliem. Although it was apparently little more than a stub, and a source of considerable discomfort and social anxiety for him. The question of whether or not Uncle Rablaim wagged his stub is very much off topic. What I am trying to say is that your upbringing on the streets of Moscow meant you never saw the blackened fields of Magnitogorsk. The sacrifices made by the valiant citizens of that industrial heartland, as they drowned in their own blight, even as they powered the state forwards. I was reminded of Magnitogorsk as I wandered through those fields of pipes and foundries. And I wept for the loss of innocence that so often goes hand in hand with progress.
This game looks really nice on the TCL CH35. Haven't really noticed anything problematic. Nice colors, nice contrast, smooth gameplay, the motion. Okay. Is it another running chase scene? Nope. Yeah, there we go. Whoop. Obviously, Ivan is hurt to make it more dramatic, alright? Whoop. Jump!
Indeed! I just evaded the slimy, oily grasp of that man-made Vadzinoi, his petroleum stink clogging my nostrils and making my head thump. And I felt a great stirring within me. Yes, much like I assume Cousin Pavel. May he never get loose again. But no, quite different. This was no volcanic upbubbling of gastric malintent. No, it was the roaring fires of justice once more ignited within me. I felt a swell of patriotic fervor and knew the hand of destiny had fallen on me once more. Yes, what a hand it was! I could not see this great wonder sink into an abyss of poison and bile. The Perunians may have been forced to abandon their city, but I had saved the world once before and was ready to answer the call again.
Okay. Keep going on here. No, not to be in a bad mood, but it's quite nice to be kind of done with the game here, you know. It's a good length for what it is. Kind of, you know, since it is just more of the same, it kind of... It feels like it doesn't need to be too long, because it doesn't, you know, give you a lot of new... It's kind of the same formula, a bit of a chasing, a bit of that. You run a little bit, you use the traversing. Not too bad, but you know, again, it's just not my main game. I think it would be the same thing as if I were to try like a game like Life is Strange. Probably, you know, it would be too long for me to play that game because it wouldn't engage me in the way that I enjoy the best.
I was amazed. And there was more. Beneath the fins, I spotted the apertures of hoses and was reminded of the time Auntie Agrafina devised a contraption to water all of her copious algae beds simultaneously with one flush of the toilet by a system of pipes and valves that ran throughout her house. Можно так сказать, in a manner of speaking, yes. Her algae were most irrigated, although her neighbor Victor was washing his trousers in the sink at the time and was bruised quite severely about the face and body. But these were no ordinary flying metal fish. They were designed to expel air, fresh air, and push back the polluted clouds.
So yeah, doesn't mean a game is bad just because it's nice that we're coming to the end. It just means that, you know, it's not a game that I can focus or, you know, engage in for too long. You know, Life is Strange seems like a really great game, but
There is, of course, a
just
fine
not.
tradition
I
of
think I
looking to
could
nature
spend like,
to
you know,
solve
8 to 12
problems of a
hours,
scientific
something
or
like that, in a
military
game like
perspective.
it. Just like this
Yes,
game.
as you well know.
Couldn't spend, you know, 8 to 12 hours. Like, you know, the 3, 4 seems
poor lad with
very
his
nice.
dermatological eruptions. Well, Sergei was stationed recently at Kazachya Buchta, where dolphins were being trained as brilliant aquatic agents of socialism. Why not then be inspired by marine life? Why, there is a fish, I have heard, that can shoot jets of water from beneath the surface to knock its prey off little tiny twigs and into its mouth. If you were to tell the average mushroom sheriff that a dog would orbit the Earth, I suspect you would receive a similarly sneering response. No, that is because you are a small, hairy hound of uncertain parentage. I, on the other hand, am a cosmonaut, the product of many months of training, and I realized the answer to pollution was here all along. The Peronians, tragically, had simply never had time to finish their fleet. If only I could find a working flying fish. If only. If only. Yes, if only. It made perfect sense, of course. The poisonous Duhatas that engulfed Perun was like a nasty cold. And you know what to do with a cold to rid yourself of it. You may not get colds, but nor can you operate pea-shelling machinery. So don't get ideas above your station. We humans, on the other hand, may produce up to 16 million perfectly unshelled peas in an average shift. But we are martyrs to our sinuses. But to clear them, aha! These are remedies we Russians have been perfecting over the long centuries of harsh winters.
Alright.
A quick snifter of onion oil will clear your head faster than a Pragviev can clear a hypothetical minefield. Yes, if I could find a functional fish, I would become that onion.
Puzzles are more like just to help give time for the story to be told than to, you know, challenge you. Because without the puzzle, you know, the story would, you know, just... Well, it would have needed to add some other artificial ways to just slow you down. So they do it with puzzles to, like, make it more engaging, I guess. Like, it wasn't even some kind of puzzle with these 3 here, it just... Click them all! Yeah, it's just a story, this. It's not... More like it's just an interactive story, you know? It's not really, if you would say, game in the traditional sense, so... I know there are others like this that are pretty much just a quick time advent and interactivity. Not a bad thing. It's a nice use of the gaming medium, so...
I was close. I could feel it. Yes, the working fish, the Ribka. I could feel I was at the heart of Perun, and my noxious pursuer had renewed its chase with a terrible vigor.
to stop, right? No? Okay. Here we need to stop, make it a little bit more dramatic so we can get closer.
Not far now. I just had to keep going, keep pushing. It's almost as if you knew, pal. Uncanny. Double jet.
Seems like this might be one of the longer episodes,
A
right?
beautiful
Bonus.
sight. Her scales
maybe.
shimmering in the sunlight, her fins poised for action, her onion cannons primed for a great aerial conflict unseen in the annals of human endeavor. And you are just jealous it was a bigger flying machine than yours. No, my bilious pal. It was time for science to fight back. Yes, my hairy compatriot. Paechale, onwards to victory!
Full screen cutscene here. Is it the end of the episode here? Or the game, I guess? No? Okay. Oh. That's interesting. Why shoot? Okay, so I can't shoot this, I'm guessing. I can shoot those ones. What the? Yeah, it did feel a bit weird the controlling it. Whoop! Okay. Yeah, exactly, we can't shoot those. Whoa, the controls feels yanky. Maybe it's my Steam controller, who knows, but... Whoa, it is super weird, the controlling it. Why would you have a super laser beam? Why would this... It feels like this could be the end of the game. This is just weird. Don't tell me that we're going to like fight the boss. What the hell? Okay, so I had to shoot them out. Do we have to restart everything, or can we get to the boss? Everything. Oh, that's a bad checkpoint. Why would you do that, game? That's just weird. What the I did not press down. There we go. It sucks that you have to redo the whole... This seems out of place, not like... It doesn't really feel like in what you played before having this. It really does not seem to fit. Very weird. Is it a third phase? Seems like it. Oh god, it's so terrible. Oh god, it's awful. The controls is awful. I don't want to do this. I might just... we're gonna do this more tries, but... ooh, this is not good. Oh my god, this is the ending. It's a terrible ending in all the ways. The controls, this checkpoint, like a boss battle here. Ooh. It moves so weird. It just did. It feels so. I'm not pressing down. Why are you going down there? I haven't had this problem in other games, so it seems like it's gotta be this game. I don't have any health bars. I don't know if it's one hit or something. So felt that I got like hit like once or twice or something like that. Ooh, this is bad. Ooh. Here comes the pain. Five shot. I'm not pressing down there. I'm just it goes so weird. No, I wasn't pressing back. I'm not pressing forward. Just God damn it. Could probably change my joystick to be digital only here. Not have this like up, down, left, right. Maybe that would help with. I was not moving that way. It's not going all over the place. Ah, this is awful. Please be done. I don't want to do this. Thank fucking God. Oh God, the control was absolutely horrible.
It was a miracle. I found myself swooping through beautiful clear skies. The strange interior sunlight gleaming on the sides of my fishy vessel. I heard birds clear their little throats and begin their wondrous gvalt. The wind gently humming on the fins. And then, all of a sudden, under it all... Well, you see, in my hurry, it didn't even occur to me to check how much fuel was carried in the strange craft. With a horrible splutter, the engines choked and died. And suddenly we were plummeting downwards towards our doom.
Okay, so are we
I did
continuing?
not. A simple mistake that many have made. Why, my Aunt Agrafina met her untimely demise being late for a fungal sculpting seminar and making exactly the same error. Only, unfortunately, it left her stranded in sub-zero temperatures just outside Pravachitsinsk. She wasn't found until 18 years after her own funeral, but was perfectly preserved. Remarkable, really. It is beside the point, yes. So, there I was. My fabulous ship had become a terrible prison. I was hurtling to my almost certain death. My triumph turned to tragedy. But then... Well, you know what happened next. Even so, moi magnati drug, that is a story for another time. A most extraordinary story, of course, filled with dangers and wonders, and canals, and invasions, and strange doorways to other worlds.
So they're setting us up for a sequel, maybe?
Yes, indeed, my canine tabarish. Time for soup. Auntie Agrafina's famous borscht. Coming?
Seems like it. Yeah. Okay, so they were setting us up for, you know, doing more.
The benefits of being a suitcase-sized
So I hope
dog
it's
in a
something
little
with
space
the
machine, perhaps.
Steam controller.
Yes,
Something weird
the
with
correct
the
term is
controls in the
indeed
last kind of boss fight there.
as I told the
Flying part.
Why?
Because it went
Leopard
all
just
diagonal and weird places. Like pressing up and it's just
Yes,
you
and moving to Bashkiria.
took off, you know,
Nurture
forward and up.
bees.
Hope it's just something with the controller.
I thought if animal
Some weird
husbandry was
bug
to be his
in there.
passion, it would be a large, manly
Otherwise, you know,
animal
it would have been
like elk,
perfectly fine if it
bear,
controlled fine,
or
but
a caban.
it didn't feel fitting to the rest of the game. But this is a bonus episode and everything. But that part did not
Or
feel fitting.
sticky, yes.
Very weird.
Did you want bread with your soup? In which case,
Overall,
there's
you know,
half a
it's
tin of
just
old
a very
beef
kind of
for
relaxed.
roasting.
If you like this
Somewhat
kind of
gray,
thing,
but,
little bit of a
I'm sure
quick
it
time
won't
event
taste
with some interactive
awful.
story. If you don't like the story, you don't kind of like the game.
Yes, my four-legged associate.
If you think the story is interesting, you know it's gonna keep you going and stuff like that.
Got his stub ensnared in
But
the seat of a wicker
if
chair
you're
in the
uncertain, but
finest fish
if you
restaurant
watched
in the
this to
whole
this
of
point, I
Donetsk.
highly doubt it that you're going to play this yourself. Maybe I'm wrong, yeah. But it seems like there's not a lot. I guess if you want to go in to play this and then explore back on the levels because you really like the story and the artwork, that could be a good point. It's not that expensive or anything, so because if you replay the levels you might get, you know, 6 to 8 hours. Just going like this, 3 to 4 hours. I'm just estimating. Haven't, you know, checked anything. And again, you can't get it back, so I can't get back to the menu or anything. So quit the game. I have to go into a level. So we're gonna end it here. It is quite astonishing, but yeah, I don't regret playing it. I enjoy the atmospheric and the story could have, I guess, been more developed, development or better. It felt like after a couple of episodes, it's just more of the same. Not really story-wise or gameplay-wise. Nothing really was bumped up. It isn't always bad. But in a game like this, more development or things, yeah, I would have liked. And if you want to get this, I think I would hold up for the first patch again. There is something wrong with the settings menu. That's why, you know, I haven't touched any settings here since it just started working. Other than that, it seems to be run pretty smooth on an average computer. Because, you know, AMD Ryzen 5600X, you know, with my Asus RTX 3070 that is undervolted, it runs without a problem. I can't really hear my GPU working hard, and this is in 4K ultra settings, maybe, or is it the high settings? You know, you don't really know what settings are being applied. They are applied weirdly, so you know, maybe wait for sale if you just think that I don't know if I want to, you know, play this game or this story. And then maybe there's gone by a little bit of time and you forget a little bit, might be better. But that's it for this video series. I'm gonna jump. I have a lot of things to get through, and we'll see. With my new setups, there's gonna be some choices I have to be done. So we'll see. But I have a week of gaming here, gameplay videos. So hopefully the next week I can get some gaming in to, you know, keep the videos going throughout the week. So stay tuned for what's coming up. I can't really give a hint because I'm not certain exactly. What I would like to do this weekend is actually just stream a little bit of Superland Crash. Hopefully getting some backseaters in to help me through that game, because it's a game that I enjoy, but I get stuck too much. So that's the only thing. But again, when you see this, it's too late for you to jump into my Twitch channel to get a glimpse of that. Maybe the VODs will be saved, I don't know. They are up for, is it 7 days or something like that by default. But yeah, thanks you for watching, and stay tuned for more action-packed games definitely coming up.